fine, and I believe it's still appropriate to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, everyone. Okay, and the reason for this emergency meeting is that the council's judgment required emergency consideration to announce the resignation of City Administrator Winthrop C. Block. And I guess the only action right now is to accept or to reject the resignation.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Robertson. All right. Second by Mr. Bunky. Any discussion?
I think that it would be appropriate to make note of Wendy's contribution to the cities, or to the city operations, I guess, to the, for the last, 4 years you said?
4 years, 9 months.
Not quite. 4 years, 9 months, and 4 days, or whatever you said last night, in jest, but and wish him well in his new endeavor.
That's a separate motion.
Is it separate?
Separate motion. That's fine. We'll act on the original motion of accepting the resignation. All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? And the motion passes.
Then I would move to include a letter of appreciation. Appropriately worded.
Motion by Mr. Bunky, second by Mr. Hansi. Any comment? All in favor of a motion of the letter, say aye.
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 All opposed? Motion passes. I guess right now is how do we proceed from here?
Last time it was a long process where, just like from September to the end of December, the administrator was transitioning out. So we just continued working as normal until the date that he gave as his final date to leave.
In terms of finding a replacement, is what I'm asking.
Last time we did a search committee and we went through the process. That process took, last time we redid the job description, we redid a lot of things, and we didn't get started till about June to look for someone. We didn't get someone hired until the end of September or December. It's a long process to go through when you're still operating in the city, of course. But we had a search committee, we had a group. It just took a long time to do the hiring process. But we didn't start till about the middle of the year on that.
But when we start the process, who do we contact? Me?
We did it in-house last time. We had a committee of council people and staff and citizens, and we had
Where do we get the candidates?
we advertised throughout the league and throughout newspapers, and, yeah, we used information through the league. You can also hire, headhunting firms or whatever to, they would come down, I think, and meet with you and see what kind of a person would fit for our needs, and they would go out and do the search for you. That costs more money. I don't know what it costs, but that's something we could explore, what that would cost to have someone else do all of the background and search for the right person. or search for people for you to choose from. I think, if I may say, I think there's a lot of us that are sad to see Wendy go, but I think we're also happy for him, for this opportunity, for his health, his family, his pocketbook, because I think it may have been a strain on all three of those things for him to work in Rushford for as long as he has. I do think he still has a deep commitment to making sure that good things happen for Rushford, and I think he's more than willing to continue to do all that he can do to help us finish our projects and reach our goals. So I don't know that there's any, I don't foresee any problem with him in the next couple of weeks transitioning over and sharing all the information and all the background that he has.
I would suggest that you appoint a subcommittee of a couple of council members and the clerk to work with Wendy to compile that information and get updated on projects and those items. And then I would suggest that you also direct that committee work through your personnel policy to deal with other issues like COBRA and vacation or whatever might be out there, and all those issues. And then have a second subcommittee appointed to come up with recommendations to the full council for your next regularly scheduled meeting on how you want to proceed for a search, what do you want to do in-house, or hire somebody to help you with that search. So I would recommend at this meeting that you appoint a number of subcommittees to work through those two processes. And then at your next regular meeting, they can provide updates on those.
Who took over the administrator duties the last time we had a vacancy?
It was all, we just spread things out among all the other department heads. Everybody picked up a little bit more here and there.
All right, then, so we're talking about two committees, Terry, as far as one to work with the administrator and the second one in order to figure out how we're gonna find a suitable candidate for the next administrator.
Whatever your preference is, but you have two separate issues. You have to transition and get all the information that Wendy has available and updates on projects and other items. And how you do that effectively, and I think you can do that with a subcommittee and Kathy working to do that. And your second issue is how do you want to proceed in searching for a replacement? So that needs some research and some discussion and thought and some recommendation of the council. Certainly Wendy can be involved with that subcommittee as well, Kathy as well, but that takes some, probably some more information than you have at today's meeting.
Let's work on the first issue as far as transition. I'll personally volunteer to be on the transition committee. If someone else would care to.
I would also.
Councilor Bunky and myself will work with Kathy Zacher and Mr. Block for transition for the next 2 weeks. Is that acceptable to the council?
Move to accept.
Motion by Mr. Hansi, second by Mr. Robertson. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
All opposed?